Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Toon Review. Tonight, it is the preview of Newcastle United versus Brighton in the FA Cup, which, of course, is on Sunday afternoon. And we will also be getting you guys on a bit later on in the show to talk about the game as well and see how you're feeling on all things Newcastle United. I'm Paul, and tonight I'm joined by the mysterious, the wine-drinking, the frivolous at times. It is Sam, of course. Good evening, Sam.
And good evening to all the Magpie Massive out there in Viewland.
Indeed, indeed. Now, big game ahead on Sunday, Sam. Did you hear much of what Eddie had to say this morning?
I watched your pre-match, pre-conference rather, review, and it was a decent interview by the sounds of it. And happy enough about the news about Isak, which is great. Yeah. I don't want us to get complacent and forget that we've got to think about Europe at the same time as a cup final here. So it's an interesting one.
Yeah, it is. I think with sometimes though, I sit and Eddie says things and I'm sort of scratching my head. He mentioned that Callum Wilson was decent.
Yeah, we're talking about Pope as well. Surely we got to talk about that.
We have, and the fact is that we haven't had, obviously, you weren't on the review show, so we get your feelings on the Liverpool performance. Callum Wilkinson has been a member for 7 months on the channel, and he says, up the mags. Don't forget, memberships are available, and I think we're giving away something tonight, aren't we? So
I love giveaway night.
Absolutely. You have to be a member, of course, to pick up the prizes. That is something we give back to our members on a decently regular basis. I have got all the prizes from last time as well to send out on Monday. They will be sent on Monday, but due for obvious reasons, I haven't been able to get out to get them posted. So they will be sent, guys. Don't you worry about that.
We always have mint prizes.
Oh,
like,
absolutely.
Like we don't do things by halves. Like these are class prizes.
Well, by the way, that's down to Spike. Spike Milligan provides a lot of our prizes. So a massive thank you again to Spike. Nick Thornton's just gifted 5 Toon Review memberships as well. So thank you very much for that, Nick. And Michael McIntyre with a super chat says, custard pie tonight. Toon.
Toon.
What is a custard pie, Sam? What is it? I mean, I know the custard tarts and that, but I don't think I've ever had a custard pie. Because you used to say that sort of fresh cream in your face was a custard pie, wasn't it? But it was never really custard.
I think there's several incantations of it now. So I would say Google it, but maybe don't.
No, you've got to be very, very careful what you wish for when you Google things like that.
Careful on the keys, people. Careful.
Absolutely. Paul World thinks we're going to take our frustrations out on Brighton and hammer them. Well, we'll look at Brighton's form as well. Mark says, good evening from the south coast. What a lovely sunny day. It's been quite nice in the northeast, actually. Hasn't it, Sam? Or not the same kind of sunshine that you get down south. It's a little bit warmer.
I saw someone in the chat who was from California. My goodness.
Yes.
Over there.
Hey, we're a worldwide channel, Sam. We're worldwide. We're out there.
I know.
Absolutely. Mix's evening team. Hope everyone's well. Can't stop having important to do. I have an important to go to. That's a bit of a tongue twister. We'll start that again. Mick Johnston says, evening team. Hope everyone's well. Can't stop. Have an important to go to. So enjoy the show. I got there eventually. Jesus Christ.
Enjoy the important do.
Indeed. Jamie says, greetings from the Cayman Islands. Fifth financial centre at one time, Paul. We are in the British West Indies. Yeah, I know where you are now. Thank you very much. Nice. Graham says, nice problem to have. FA Cup, Carabao, and a European spot. Ash says, a custard pie is an egg custard. Well, that's what I thought it was. But we're stepping on very dodgy ground. Ange says, evening all, been away this week, so I'm catching up as I've missed all the shows. Yeah, well, you jammy bugger going on holiday.
What are you doing?
In the sunshine, you know, you could have picked us up somewhere. Answers evening all. Hope you're both well. Was all prepared for a match tomorrow and found out it's Sunday. Unsure why I thought it was tomorrow. Anyway, hoping for a home win. Well, it is back on ITV on Sunday as well. So, but hey, switch the sound off, switch the commentary off, listen to us.
Do the right thing.
Yeah, well, absolutely. Have both pieces of the pie.
The custard pie.
Indeed. Have both pie. Toon Review sponsored by Greg's Custard Slices. Choppy says, don't forget, folks, go over to through. Let's not.
Dude, no.
Say Choppy. Trevor loves me a custard pie.
He knows.
I think it was another Led Zeppelin. Okay. Christopher says, Paul, I have one question. Sorry your fans don't like it, but what happens if we lose the final and keep failing at the back and flop? Well, Sam, I mean, what was your opinions on the Liverpool game?
I may need another sip of wine before we do any of this. To be fair, I didn't think we gave a bad performance considering the personnel option that we had. Our main man in attack missing. Right thing to do to rest him. Absolutely agree with that point. I think we can't dismiss the fact that Callum Wilson's been a great servant, but is it his time? What, he's 33 now, and just wayward shots. And I do want to give credit where it's due. He's come back from injury. He's not going to be polished. He's not going to be at his best. But it was a tough watch at times. But I mean, we had the likes of Lewis Hall there who just put Salah in his box. I mean, the season that he's having, that was so encouraging ahead of a final to actually see that. So if we can keep fitness and get Isak, Joe Linton for the final with our big hitters, Bruno Tonali, Gordon as options as well,
Botman.
And Lewis Hall. Botman. Oh my God, Botman.
Well, the thing is,
start for Botman. Let's talk about the back line. Tell me about it.
They're supposed to be hopefully fit. Eddie said today that they haven't trained with the team yet, but if they did today, they'll both be pushing for a start. And he did also confirm that when Alexander Isak is fit, he starts every game. So I think that's a little message to Callum Wilson on the sly, saying that, pull your finger out, sunshine. But listen, the talk of Callum Wilson getting a new contract in the press conference really curdled my blood today. I don't see the point. I mean, how many times do we turn around and say, we need to keep the team moving? Yes, Callum's been a fantastic player for us, but we get to a point where you have to move players on if you're to keep the club going and bringing new faces in. And we've said so many times, too many contracts have been handed out to older players in the past, and we're still now suffering from that.
And do you know what, for me, Paul, this is like a hangover that we can't recover from the Ashley era. Yeah. And this is getting like a bad habit. We just need to stop. And I understand that we need depth of squad. I absolutely get that. And we haven't been in the position to invest for the last, 3 transfer windows now? That's going to change in the future. We're sorted our finances out. We needed this period of pain. It was literally pain. There's not a better word for it. Pain. We've needed to get through this period in order to build a better, more sustainable future where we can invest into the depth of squad. But this, given massive long contracts out, that has to go. We need to get these wages off the books. You're like, thank you, but you know, it's a finite game. It's a finite time that you have to perform on a global stage, and you get to be with one of the best clubs in the world with a fan base who will absolutely adore and love you if you play out of your skin for the badge. But when it's time to move on, it's time to move on. And I think we're sort of getting into a new era of Newcastle now, where once that investment comes in, we've sort of hit a plateau of what we can invest with PSR restrictions in your consideration, of course. We need to get rid of some of this. I don't want to call them deadwood because they've been great for us, especially in really difficult times. But if we want to be this elite top flight club that the ownership keep talking about, then you've got to behave like one.
Yeah, indeed. By the way, guys, super chats are available, as you well know, and that will guarantee your comment to be read out on the show. And again, a massive thank you to channel sponsor Mamaru Records as well. If you're ever in Whitley Bay Town Centre, pop in and see Steve for all your music needs. That's the vinyls, the CDs, the gift cards. They also do what's the word I'm looking for?
Is it sporting goods, merchandise?
Merchandise, and music merchandise being the main one, of course. So thank you again to
I hear CDs are coming back.
Yes, they are. There seem to be cassettes. Well, I was in Durham Market yesterday with my little lad. I got the bus, Sam. I was a bus wanker yesterday.
No jag and cravat for ball the day.
No. It was I felt like wearing half-mast tracky B's in the Kappa top, but I didn't. But I went. I had a look around the market in Durham, and the old Sony Walkmans. There was a place in the market selling them for about but they were 200 quid. I mean, obviously they're worth a bit now. Because
collector's items now. I tell you what, I had the Kenwood. What was it called? Like a Kenwood something or other. The CD player.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I felt so cool with that. Oh, I remember I think I had like Limp Bizkit or something back in the day.
I was trying to explain to Ben, my little lad, that this is what we had when phones weren't there, none of this Spotify garbage or anything. And he was like, he looked at us as if to think I came from a different planet. But
this is what we used to use
back
in the day. We'd have CDs and
they don't know how we had it. It's just terrible. Ah, dear. New Jersey Geordie says, it pisses me off when I don't get the notification for this. I have them on. I'm still here, though. Happy Friday, everyone. This week felt like a month. Well, matey, it's 7 o'clock most nights we go live, apart from the ladies' show, which is, of course, on a Tuesday at 8 o'clock. But every night it's 7 o'clock for the shows. So do you really need to be notified? You should know the time by now. Magpie Sparky in with a super chat. If Callum gets a contract extension, he'll spend 80% of it on the treatment table. Harsh, but we need to move him on. Good luck wherever he goes. Yeah, absolutely.
It's not just wages. He's absolutely right. It's the time spent from our physios that, we don't have an infinite amount of medical staff now. And, I don't want to jinx anything, but let's be fair, like our injuries have improved with the introduction of Bunce and the new physio team, which is fantastic to see. But it is a consideration in terms of costs that we need to factor in here. And if he's not available to play, you better know where he is. He's in the blooming hospital getting paid regardless. So
yeah,
shift on.
Absolutely. Right. Well, Brighton, and we'll start with Nick Pope, I think, before we move on to Brighton, because we need to talk about it, Sam. I mean, that first goal, it still amazes me how slow he was, but we've had a lot of people commenting saying that he has looked slower diving, certainly to his left since he's come back from the injury. He doesn't look the same goalkeeper. He's tragic with his feet. Of course, nearly give a goal away to Salah moments after they took the lead when he tried to clip it to Lewis Hall. I don't know. I don't see how Nick Pope stays in goal. I cannot. And I think he needs to go to the bench, and Dubravka needs to be in. And I felt really sorry for Martin Dubravka, because there's a picture of him on Wednesday sitting behind Eddie Howe looking at him, and people were saying, quote this. I mean, I didn't, but I was very tempted to. But it's got to be hard for him. But, Nick Pope does not. And Eddie makes a hypocrite of himself when he says that you come into the side and you play well, you stay there. But if you don't, you don't. And yet he keeps playing Shea, he keeps playing Pope. Constantly.
Right. For me, Eddie is rarely contradictory to what he considers to be his values. And this is the one thing that keeps on dragging him down, this ridiculous loyalty that he's got. But for me to come out with such a statement of, I mean, what was it the week prior? Oh, but he's back in because of his distribution. I'm sorry, but that Man City game, I don't think we can blame Dubs for that. The whole team.
Yeah, we just didn't turn up. Nobody turned up.
Nobody turned up in that team. So you can't blame your keeper against the former champions of Blum and everything you want. Like we can't blame him. He's previously been fantastic for us after he's come back. He's had a really great run of games. And this, for me, it's quite jarring because, one, Eddie feels like he's lying because he's putting it down to, well, he's got great distribution. No, he doesn't. He's got horrendous distribution. We've always said this when we've even commented on his positives. We have said how bad his distribution was. So this flies in the face of that. Whether he means, like, you know, throwouts or whatever, that's clearly what he's meaning, because we were playing out from the back. But his distribution. But if you notice, when we had Dubs in, you know, because of his distribution, we were just able to actually miss out that entire attacking lineup, and it was giving us far better intensity and pressure further up the pitch. We could transition much faster and much more aggressively. That's what I miss about this game. I hate that we've put Pope in. I don't think he's up to it. I think he's tentative. I think he's nervous about another injury. You can see it. Yeah. That's why he's not diving, and that's why he's slow to dive for the ball, because he's second guessing. Should I be doing this? I want a keeper who's instinctual, who's just doing it. He is not. If he gets in for the final, how are you going to feel if you were Dubs and he got in for the final after all you've done for us this season? I'm really disappointed in Eddie, and this shows Eddie at his worst, favoritism. But then to come out and say it's due to distribution, I feel like you're lying. Honestly,
well, the thing is, for me, Sam, you know, Dubravka, we hammered him last season, and rightly so, because he didn't play well. He just didn't.
Everybody's open to critique.
Absolutely, and especially being a footballer. And but he's got his act together. He's come back. He's responsible for a fantastic winning run. He's a big reason why we're in the Carabao Cup final. And I think he's just been shit on from the highest height by being dropped. You know, bigging him up, and then he signs a contract saying, "Oh, Martin's been brilliant for us," and then he drops him. And then Nick Pope has been shambolic. And it's worked out the other way around, Sam. And we said this last night on the show with me and Stato, that last season we were saying that Dubravka made the defence look edgy. But it's the other way around now. Dubravka makes us more solid, and it's Nick Pope every time he's got the ball at his feet. The defenders are all over the place. They're all over the place anyway, but, you know, let's be fair.
They are. The defence is going to bits, though, and where it takes time. It takes time to embed confidence and understand the characteristics of your players around you, and you know, understand what their, you know, preferred passes are and pieces of play. You know, it takes time to do that. Yet you've kicked out a keeper who was notably doing better.
No sense at all.
And this is what's really bothering me, because right now I've always seen Eddie as a man of integrity. And as everybody knows, and I've held my hands up to this, I was absolutely Eddie out at the beginning of the season. In match decision making, I felt was absolutely shocking. Starting lineups, extremely questionable. We picked it up mid-season. I was like, right, okay, do you know what? He speaks really well. He's very, very honest in his press conferences. Tactically, we're sort of getting there, but how many times can we actually put this down to lessons learned? But this thing with Pope, honestly, I'm thinking, do you know what? If you can't be ruthless in your selection, who are you? Like, honestly, nuts the size of raisins. Howe, back off.
Yeah, it desperately need to see him grow up and do the decent thing.
Absolutely.
Nick Thornton says, super chatted, saying, how important is the FA Cup this season, given our squad depth and our desperate need to finish in the Champions League places? I think one thing I did agree with Eddie on this morning, that you take each game, just keep winning games. And, you know, that creates a good feeling in the dressing room. You keep winning games and keep performing and be successful, it runs on. It's a sort of snowball effect. So I understand where he's going with that. I just want to see us go out there and perform in every game. And if we can get as far as we can in the FA Cup, we're in the Carabao Cup final, push on in the Premier League. Sort the Premier League form out. That's what we have to do, and then go from there. Ricky Thomas with a super chat saying, if we lose the next few games and the final, the trapdoor is opening for Eddie and his band of favourite useless players, starting with No Hope Pope and Ina Share, please. Yes. There's rumours going around that Man United are interested in Trafford. Well, where would you rather go at the minute? An absolute shit show like Old Trafford, or come to Newcastle, who are going to have a bit of ambition?
Do you know what? It's not even the form that they're in. Like, the running of their club. They should be ashamed of themselves. I am in disbelief every time I see a new story. I mean, I am absolutely belly laughing every time I see something like this, because this is just the fall of the righteous, and boy, is it making a sound in a lonely wood. It's just driving me nuts that they still see themselves on this hierarchical platter. What have you got to be proud of? What have you got to be proud of? Because that was, Fergie era stuff that you still hang on the coattails of. What have you got to be excited of? Like the last thing I saw, and I'll be talking about this on the Lasser show, 8 p.m. Tuesday. Be there. It is like
Nice
Ratcliffe. Thank you. Doing his little tour around the stadium, glad handing the people left from his mass sacking, which is appalling to the working people. And the fact that he's not supplying his canteen anymore, but that's another subject. But then he gets introduced to a woman who's been there for 8 years. Oh, hi, what do you do at the club? I'm the captain of the women's team. I've been here for 8 years. And he didn't know who she was. Not to mention kicking the women out of their facilities. Like absolutely diabolical. And what our top talent would want to be interested, or potential top talent. Man, you're not even an option anymore. You're not an option.
You're a mess. But the fans continue to believe that they are this big almighty. Certainly the pundits do as well. Freed81 says, what has been so fantastic with Doobs? 2 saves for like 8 games. They're both shite. Freed, I think you've been a bit... well, listen, is Doobs the best goalkeeper in the world? No, he's not. No, he's not. But he's certainly in a better form than Nick Pope right now. And out of the two of them, whether you think Doobs is a good goalkeeper, he's better than Pope at this position, at this time. He's playing better than Pope.
You choose from the squad that you've got. Like, who would you choose, mate?
Absolutely.
Who would you choose right now? Like, come on, like.
Well, by the sound of it, he wants John Ruddy in, doesn't he?
Well, be tough and say that. And I think we've got Robert in the chat as well. Jesus, what's with the negativity? It's not negativity. I think we're just having a spirited conversation about what's just happened and what's potentially to come. That's what we do on this channel.
Is the problem.
Welcome to the Toon review.
People jump on the negativity wagon too early. It's just a conversation about the goalkeepers.
Yeah,
it's not negative. You can't sit there and say Nick Pope's done really well since he's come in, because he hasn't. It's just what, as a fan channel, we're going to discuss these points. It's not negative. They're talking points out there in the world. Every Newcastle fan is talking about Fabian Schär's performances, Nick Pope's performances. It's out there.
Do you know what, Paul? I think it's out there, and we're excited and we're passionate because you can almost taste silverware.
Just do the right thing, Eddie. Put the right players in, and we will be fine.
We need the best chance possible. We need the best chance possible. So we are debating what will create the best chances possible for FA Cup, for Carabao Cup, for European places.
Yeah,
Keeper is one of those conversations, my friend.
Absolutely. We got a super chat from Michael McIntyre again. Hi, all. The times they are a-changing.
I feel it too.
Stoic Protector, thank you for your super chat. 100% agreed. I hope the comments from Eddie in the press conference was indicative of him realizing he has to go back to Doobs. Doobs deserves to play. And,
what's it going to take for him to go out?
Well, I don't know. PD Proudlock's been a member for 16 months now. Thanks, buddy. What harm could it do to try and make a couple of changes? Pope and Schär 100% need dropping. Well, there's been a lot of chat as well, Sam, regarding Bruno. He was asked about Bruno in the press conference. Eddie said that Bruno's schedule has been pretty intense, and it continues to be intense because obviously, this intensity that Bruno plays with, but his schedule is packed, and then after the cup final, of course, he's away with Brazil again. He's got to rest him at some point because it's affecting his performances now. If that is indeed the reason, I don't think Bruno suddenly doesn't be the player he is unless there's some issue going on. It just looks like he's running in treacle right now, and maybe putting Miley in for him on Sunday might just give him a rest.
It's it's how do we communicate the message that you are not being dropped? This is us resting you. There's a difference between being dropped because of poor performance and being rested. So I think it's key that Eddie gets the messaging right on that piece. But we've seen it. There has been a fall off. I think there's certainly an element for me. I really believe that Joe Linton and Tonali make Bruno look even better, because since the introduction of Tonali, for me personally, I've really enjoyed, and I've said this for a long time, seeing Bruno play that 10, 15 yards further forward. It gives him more scope to be creative with balls. He's so much better when he's got that freedom of play. But when he doesn't have the likes of Joe Linton, I've actually seen a drop in his game, whether that's because his bestie's not there or not, and he's not sort of fighting for his lads in Brazil. I don't know. It probably is that he just needs a well-earned rest. And we saw this from, the likes of Gordon as well. Like he hasn't had a return to his full form that I believe we've seen last season. I don't think that's unfair to say. Curious to what folks in the chat might think as well. But he didn't get a great deal of rest. He went on for about 2 seasons without a decent break. So these things need to be considered.
Considered 1,000,000%, an absolute 1,000,000%. Right, shall we do a draw?
Can we? Yes.
Yes. Let's do this. And we have a lovely prize tonight.
Oh,
the first one is this. A Toon Review travel mug.
I'm sorry. Why don't I have a Toon Review travel mug? I travel.
Sam, I will get you a travel mug when we
Hi. It's only when the viewers are getting treats, giveaways.
Right, Sam.
Find out about merch.
Who are the most important people on this channel?
Me.
Oh. Yeah, honest as ever, Sam. Honest as ever. Stoic Protector says, thank you for the super chat, my man. We all feel love for our club and our players. We want our lads and lasses to be able to do their best in games, rest out of form players, and win for us across the board. Exactly. But some people don't seem to be able to take like the fact that you can criticize, but you know that's part of being a footballer. So it's just life itself. Right, let's find me a little giveaway tool here. Pardon the pun, but I need to find the tool. There we go, and that will load up there, and that one. Right. So
Claire G's just suggested Sam needs a TTR wine glass.
Suzette.
I mean, it's not a standard size though. Please don't give me like a half measure wine glass.
I mean, it has to be the size of at least of the FA Cup, doesn't it? Right. If you want to win this glorious Toon Review travel mug, you have to be a member. So just to point that out, this is a member giveaway. If you're not a member, please do not enter. You will not get in there. The hashtag that you need is hashtag Lady Sam. Hashtag Lady Sam, all one word, all lowercase. Members, get going now in the chat. Hashtag Lady Sam. If you're not a member and you try and enter, they'll just kick you out. The mods are shit hot on this. So Lady Sam, all members only. Clarky, you're not a member. Nice try. Oh dear. There's always, you always get the odd one trying to cheat, but they'll get they won't get through because it is members.
There might not be any malice in it. They might have not realised, but this is a great opportunity to become a member.
Oh bollocks! I should have been a member, is what they'll be saying.
Be a member.
Indeed. Right, just while those are going through, so hashtag Lady Sam. All you members get going in the chat. Hashtag Lady Sam. Let's take a look at Brighton's recent games, Sam, because it's a bit scary.
Excellent. Let's go.
The last three games in the Premier League. 14th of February, they thumped Chelsea 3-0 at the Amex. They then went to Southampton and thumped them 4-0. And then on Tuesday, just gone, they beat massively informed Bournemouth 2-1. They are in a lot of form. And it always seems to come around. These teams always get going again, just as Newcastle United are coming around the clock.
Yeah, why is that? Why is
don't
that?
know. It's annoying.
Because, let's remember, I think beginning of the season, new manager bounce. They were doing fantastic, formidable opponents, like really in good shape. I like what Brighton do as a club as well. Their sort of recruitment is very good. I think they're well run. So credit to Brighton, I have to say. Not great when we're facing them, because I think they had like a little dip in form where they were just sort of plateauing a little bit, finding the level. That's picking up now when we're actually due that fixture, and an important run of fixtures for us as well. This is like squeaky bum time.
It is, and I think we've just been talking about Lewis Hall going at Mo Salah. He's going to come up against a very informed Yankuba Minte on Sunday. Now, Minte didn't play in the home game in the league, so but he's been a big part of their team for quite a while now. But the win over Bournemouth was, I mean, listen, you've got to play well to beat Bournemouth these days. But they played a 4-2-3-1 formation with João Pedro started the game up front, of course, a target once of Newcastle United. Minte and Mitoma were the wingers. They just have so much pace going forward. And we have to be very careful, because this isn't just a home game that, we turn up, and they've got to be on it from the start. And I think that's why Eddie was sort of hinting that he's going to go with the strongest team possible. And rightly so. We don't play again till the Monday after. There's 8 days rest after this game. So there's no reason why we can't go out and put our strongest side out. But they have to be there mentally as well, because if they're not, as we've seen earlier in the season, Brighton will win the game.
Right. For me, I think composure, temperament, and focus has been a real difficulty for us this season. I can't understand why that we switch off in the periods or the matches that we do, and then pull out absolutely phenomenal performances where we're absolutely astounded by this team, who they can all look elite at one time or another playing against certain opposition, even the best opposition. What I just hope to God I don't see is Minter getting multiple assists or scoring a goal, because that would just be salt in the wounds. This is a player that we reluctantly had to sell along with Anderson, so that's going to really sting. I do believe in our right back and our left back at the moment, though, so I think we'll be all right there. It's that centre pairing. So I don't know how you feel about the defensive lineup. Like, what are we gonna put out there if Botman's not ready?
Yeah. Oh, you always get one, don't you? Look at this. If you are great, you get no say unless you pay. Dear. No, it's called giving something back to our members for supporting the channel. What is so difficult to understand about that? Dear God. We do viewer giveaways as well, so don't come at us and say, oh, it's just because you're members. Bollocks, right? Because we do viewer giveaways as well. We've done many of them, but we do reward our members from time to time for supporting the channel that way by giving prizes away. What is wrong with that?
I'm not apologetic about that. I've never bloody seen you before. Like, sod off, mate.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
we've got people who join this channel night in, night out, and I've lovely comments and support each other and us on this channel. You want to give away, mate? Then how we now so free in life. Jesus.
Yeah. Chris Murray tried to slide in there. Chris, naughty boy, not a member. The mods will deal with that. Exactly. If that's the Chris Murray I know, I think he probably thinks he is a member. He's a good mate of mine, but he lives in the States now. Right. Let's do the draw then, shall we, before we bring people on?
I have a wine to do. I'm not missing me wine, Paul.
Oh no, we'll. I know. It's Friday night. Well, I mean, you've had a wine at that. Oh, here he is. Long time lurker and follow. Sod off, Sam. It was in reply to a mod's cheeky rhyme.
Fair enough, mate. Us, man. We love the bands. I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna give it.
Of course it is. It's Friday night. Of course, Lady Sam's gonna give it. Dearie. Ricky says, my God, I write loads and don't get read. Do I care? No, I love the channel and the TDR family see it anyway. Exactly. That's why it's called the live chat, because you chat with each other as well. I can't read every single comment out. That's why I say, if you super chat, then as a thank you, we will guarantee your comment to be read out. It's the way things work in life. Dear.
Can I just quickly say that my wine, everybody's asking what I'm drinking. I am drinking a Barefoot Jammy Red. I'm trying to behave myself tonight, and that's a lower percentage than the normal wine that I drink. I've gone strategic. Carry on. Strategic wine drinking. It's a thing.
Okay.
Yeah, pro.
Wow. I mean, what the hell is this doing? It's asking me to do something here.
Does computer say no?
Computer says no at the minute for sharing my screen. Oh, there we go. Okay, just had to change a little setting. Right, where is it? Where is it? Giveaway. There it is. Boosh. Right. Can you see that, Sam? Is that up on the screen now?
It is indeed, yes.
Okay, let's do this. The draw. Bush. Who is going to win the travel mug?
Not me. I'm not getting a travel mug.
And the winner is Alan Tidwell. Alan Tidwell, you are the winner.
Come on down.
Now you need to get in the chat within 1 minute. I'm not playing the groovy music, Sam.
Oh. Do I need to do music?
Do you want the groovy music? Okay.
I mean, I always like a little bit of a... I feel like an 80-some hair's good for this one. I like it.
Alan, well done. Send me an email, please. It is contact.thetoonreview@gmail.com. Put in the subject, winner of the travel mug, and your address in the main body of the email, and we will get you that sent out. No problem at all. Right. While we do this, we'll have Sam's wine now, of course, and then we will have another prize. I'll just need to look that out while Sam's having a wine. But it is time. It's Friday night. It is time for this.
Oh my God! What is that?
It's sweeter than molasses. She got gliss on my wrist like a maverick. She a rich little bitch with some baggage.
Right, Sam, take it away. I'm just going to delve into my little bag of goodies. I'm not going to say that. You went there. You went there. Right, take it away.
Right. So what's irked me this week? Right, get your wine glasses out, peeps. Please do. Thank you, all those in the chat. So I'm on X, formerly known as Twitter. Sounds like Prince, but Twitter. And I follow Island Newcastle. So it's Island, Little Shamrock, Green Heart, Newcastle. And I love to follow international Newcastle fan-based channels, people, profiles, whatever you want to call it. And what's really bothered me this week is that this channel got like a little bit of pushback and shit, essentially. I was going to hold back from saying that, but that's basically what this is. And it was local fans pushing back, saying that, well, you're not true fans because you're not from the local area.
Oh, yeah.
And it just bothered me. We are so often accused of small club mentality, and this for me encompasses a small club mentality, because our global fan base, our international fans are what's going to propel this club to elitism, to the glory, to the cups, because we can't get away from we are in a capitalist culture. So the point of this, post that somebody made that was posted on this channel, I do recommend to go and follow them as well. They're really, really great, and they're always posting about the news. How much time and effort do our international fan base invest in the club that we love?
Yeah,
absolutely masses. What is the commodity that is so finite in this entire world worth more than money? Time.
Yeah.
And do you believe that fans who invest their time are not valid and shouldn't be as worthy as those who are local, because they just don't get it. And don't get me wrong, when you are local, you feel the atmosphere, you feel the pride, you feel the honor of following black and white. But you've got to be so small-minded to think that is the direction of a global brand. You really do. You really, really do. And in terms of how much people invest, people pay international shipping fees. You've got our fans from Ireland, and there's so many that come over. Irish Mags for one, and like they do great stuff on their channel as well. Like coming over most home games, getting flights at blooming silly o'clock in the morning to be here. Their chances of getting tickets are no greater than anybody who is local. So to say that it is, clubs supporting rich international fan base is absolutely ridiculous. The international fans aren't pricing you out of going to games. The club dictates the price of the games. The club dictates how much you pay for your shirt every single season. So the most valuable commodity here is time. So when fans are putting in so much time to get up at stupid o'clock in the morning, disrupt their family schedules, disrupt their work schedules to either watch the Toon or watch shows like this that talk about the club that we all love, get a grip. Honestly, I just think it's so archaic to speak in those terms and not recognize that this club has got something so special that we can reach an international.
We want to be a global brand. Absolutely, 100%. No doubt about that. No doubt about that.
This isn't just about what the club wants because it's better on the books and it's better for financial, and we can go and do international tours and make more money. Like, I am so proud and thrilled to see international fan base. And this goes to something I said a long time ago. I do not care when you started following the black and white. I do not care if it was at the point of a takeover. I do not care if it was back in the entertainers era when you were seeing all the fantastic games, when you were seeing those iconic kits, when you were seeing Keegan, Glory Day type of stuff. I don't care if your dad took you back in the day when you were 5 years old. If you love this club and you are investing time in it, then that makes you a legitimate fan. I understand.
Absolutely. Doesn't matter if you come from the area or you're not. That local pride, though, Sam, sinks into the people across the world That's
what's special about us.
Yeah.
That's what makes us special. And that's what attracts people to Newcastle United. The people attract people to Newcastle United. So to expel our international fan base, you're small-minded. I think it's pathetic.
Yeah.
And you are the type of people who are keeping us from becoming that big club that we all know that we deserve. So just can it. And I would encourage everybody to support the international fan channels. And if anybody follows me on Insta or X, please let me know your fan channels. I would love to connect with you. And
absolutely. We'll get you. We'll the international channels. We'll get on here and we'll have a little banter with you and
love that.
Get yourselves on. We'll bring you on. We'll do shows with you. Just get in touch. It's like that. The American bloke John O'Hare this week got a ticket for Wembley. And look, I've never met John, and I know he does another channel, which is perfectly fine. But he looks like a really nice man, and he travels so much, spends a fortune coming to watch Newcastle, and the outcry because he got a ticket in the ballot to go to Wembley, it's mental, and it's not right. It's not right, and it's just disgusting. So, Sam, perfect wine tonight. I reached out to John on social media and sent him a message saying, take no notice of the trolls and stuff like that. But and he did reply and said, thank you very much. And he's just letting it go over his head. And as he should. Why should he suffer? It's absolutely disgraceful the way people go on. I just don't understand it. If you support Newcastle, great. Let's grow that global brand. Manchester United, Arsenal, Chelsea, all the big clubs do. Man City, they've got an international fan base. That's what you want. It's just pathetic the way people go on.
Do you know what, for me, Paul, everybody has an origin story for Newcastle United. You know,
They
we
do.
saw the Tokyo ones where it was Pardew's headbutt, hilarious. Like for me, it was my dad coming to pick us up on a weekend wearing that 1996 Grandad collar shirt. Like that was the origin story. Like it could have been for other people the takeover, and I know that's controversial, but actually for me, my perspective is people all over the world actually seeing a fan base so elated about something, the excitement. That was the draw, not the draw of glory, because let's face it, if they were glory hunters, they'd be well gone by now. So give people a chance, whether it's your partner who's introduced you to Newcastle United, whatever your origin story may be, you are absolutely welcome here.
Yep. 100%. Well done, Sam. Brilliant rant. Well, speaking of absolute well, what can I call this guy? I mean, speaking of people that live away from Newcastle and claim to be Newcastle fan. Good evening, Stato.
Wow. What an introduction. That was shit. Thank you, Paul.
Well, you're very welcome.
It's Friday. I'm allowed to use my one expletive of the week. For people who don't know, I have supported the club since I was 5 years old. So it was mid-90s-ish. So,
as I've said, no judgment here.
Sam, well, Alex, you know I'm pulling your leg. I don't agree with it. It's stupid. If you're a Newcastle fan, you're a Newcastle fan. End of story.
I've got one of those funny yellow tops with Lovencrans on the back, so you can go to hell if you don't think I'm a fan. I've watched us play some absolute crap. So, well, believe what you want.
To be honest, if you bought that, then well done, because it's they were hideous strips. Right, the link is pinned to come and join us on the show. Come and have your say. We've got about 10 minutes of the hour left, but we'll stay on a little bit longer tonight with the phone in. So let's get yourself on. Scotty says, Paul, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't True Geordie Bryan help you with the start of the channel? Yes, he did. He was a big help to me, actually. A big help, which is why I'll always respect Brian.
Oh, he's showing up his calendar. Wee.
I've got the old one, guys. So tomorrow you're gonna get last week's calendar, but tomorrow you're gonna get it's trips tomorrow. But no, it remains.
I mean, thank God we've had 3 rubbish transfer windows where all of the players are probably still in the calendar.
Yeah,
exactly.
Right, before we bring some guests on, the final prize of tonight is fantastic. It is this. Sir Bobby Robson's signed photo. It will be perfect to put in a frame, remembering the main man himself, the great man, Sir Bobby Robson. Again, you have to be a member. What's happening with my speech tonight? A member, and it's hashtag Sir Bobby in the chat. Only members, please. Members only. Hashtag Sir Bobby. So get your hashtags in right now. Alex, your mic is crackling again. What is going on with your... Do you know what I think it is, Sam, why his mic crackles? Because if you notice, he can't stop touching it. He pushes it away, he brings it back. He pushes it away, he brings it back. He doesn't keep it in one place. He can't stop touching
I've just restarted everything. Is it still crackling?
It's a hands-on podcaster. It's fine.
Yeah, well, that's true. Stoke Protector with a super chat saying, I'll help the draw if you give me 2 minutes extra. Okay, matey, no problem at all. I'll give you the 2 minutes. We'll leave it running. So let's bring some guests on. We have Ash, we have Peter, and we have Suzanne. Another Suzanne. Good evening, everyone. Folks. Ash, good evening.
Hiya, how are you?
Very well, thank you. What would you like to say?
I've got a few things to say. First of all, Sam, you're 100% right. Like, with my autism, I've got no chance ever to go to St. James's Park. Don't make me less of a fan.
100%. 100%.
And secondly, anyone who's been looking at X, or as I call it, Twitter recently, it seems like we're going to be losing Bruno, Tonali, Isaac, Gordon.
Well, everybody's going to Liverpool, if you believe the press.
Just don't pay attention to it.
Yeah, absolutely. Peter, good evening.
How you doing?
Well, I mean, all right.
Weeze is doing good.
I'm waiting to ask Susan how she's doing, because I think she's going to have a... she was in the chat this morning, and well, she had different opinions to me, so I don't know whether she's going to tell me off tonight. But anyway, like Peter, yeah, what would you like to say, Pete?
I
Hang on. Whoa, sorry, mate.
Wow.
Stoic
50.
Protector has just gifted 50 Toon Review memberships.
Wow.
50 memberships. So suddenly you may get an opportunity to take part in the competition tonight. That is incredible. Stoic Protector.
Wow.
Well, listen, he's fantastic. He's a big donator on Deadline Day, of course, as well on our charity stream. 50 Toon Review memberships. You are a legend, my friend, an absolute legend. So please thank him when you get your 50, when you get your membership come through. All I'm seeing now is a chat flying through going, gifted a membership, blah, blah, blah. 50 times, funny enough.
So there's lots of you that can now enter the hashtag Sir Bobby who previously couldn't. So have a look.
Suddenly your name will go from black to green and you can enter. So if you are, it's Sir Bobby, all one word, all small case or lowercase if you want to be posh. Peter, what would you like to say?
For the game on Sunday, make some changes, drop the off-form players that are costing us points, giving away goals that can be prevented. Just what harm could it do to make a couple of tweaks? Pope, share, sit them out on the bench.
Yeah, certainly can't do any harm at all. Good evening, Susan.
Hello, how are you? All right.
We are. How are you?
I'm fine. Nice to meet you, Sam, by the way. I don't think I've spoken to you before. You all right?
Yeah, nice to meet you too.
You too. Paul, I hope you're all right with what happened. I was going to message you, but it's weird because we're in our house, right? We will listen to you at night. After days at retail and work, we'll listen like later on after you've kind of done your thing. And I probably feel like I know you better than you obviously know me. And I was going to message you to say you're okay. And I hope Billy's all right as well with everything. But yeah, I hope you're okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I know you're a big part of the channel, Susan, so that means a lot. Thank you very much. Right, what would you like to say? Because you were in a little bit of disagreement with me this morning.
Nothing major. Nothing major.
Listen, hey, I said it out on the channel. I love that you have your opinion. You're very much like Stato when you have your opinion. You're very difficult to argue against, but that's a good thing. That's a compliment. So, what would you like to say?
Well, just on what we were talking about earlier, all I meant was that obviously we're hoping we're going to have this really big summer window.
Yeah.
But you know, like right wingers, which is my main part that I want to fix. Saying that, Jacob Murphy, like with synergy with players like Murphy and Isak, I think they've got this really good, probably even better. And I prefer the player Anthony Gordon, but I think like they just have this sort of chemistry of knowing where he just feeds these balls into him really well. But I think right winger is where I think we're going to spend our big money. And I'm not saying that because I get frustrated when he's unfit or if he's, you know, injured again. And I think, same as you, we can't be affording this. But then I think if you're going to get a striker for a start, there's not many strikers that are going to want to come when Isak is your main man. And to pay for one as good as Wilson is, I mean, it wasn't long ago, and I know you can't look at the past, but it wasn't long ago he was in an England shirt. And it's because he's an extremely good striker. So I think, you know, despite the Elliot Anderson and Minte thing, I think the rest of our business has been pretty amazing. And I think what Eddie Howe's done, you know, I'm a massive advocate of him.
I've never noticed, to be honest.
No, not at all.
Never noticed.
But what he's done within the time that he's been here with what he's got is so underrated. It's ridiculous. When you look at Tottenham now, with all the injuries they've got, where are they? You know, we had like the most horrific year, and we, by some fluke, Man United of all people, managed to take it away from us. Do you know what I mean? But my main point tonight was not to do with Callum Wilson. It was for Brighton game. I want to say Dubravka back and goal. I want to say Emil Kraft for sure. But my main point tonight was the big one. Are we going to do it? Are we going to potentially do both cups this year? Because I think we can.
Well,
with
I
the-
hope
with the
so,
squad we've
because
got.
I'd like to get to Wembley for one of them. Because obviously what happened, I can't go to the cup final, so I'm hoping we
I'd
get.
love to. Do you know what it is? It's like 1,500 quid to go. Like if you go to these touting places, it's like 1,500 quid.
Ridiculous, I know.
Then will they
It's
scam you or not?
Yeah, but I'm also tempted as well. I'm like, but no, I can't do that.
Yeah,
But,
Just so you know, there is an alternative. I will be up in the northeast, so there will be some of the TTR crew celebrating across that weekend. So we will be about.
Right.
News.
Whether there
Susan, can I ask you a question? Sorry, Paul.
That's all right, go on.
Always.
Question is, and completely agreed with all of the points that you had to say. I do think Murphy has definitely got a synergy with Isak. He's really in form at the minute. What would be, if we had to invest in one position, one only, what would it be for you?
Right wing.
Goalkeeper.
Oh.
Ooh,
PD, have an opinion?
Yeah.
right wing as
Good
well.
one. Good one. Goalkeeper, yes.
I think Murphy's good enough, but Dubravka and Pope are not. So I prefer have Aiden Harris in goal than Pope. So
Well, to be honest,
I think I've got a better option to all of you
Harris is
guys.
good.
by the
Yeah,
way. I think
just
we should
replace them
hire
all.
an events and party planner so we can sack Gillespie.
Well, as we know, that really, really grinds on Alex. Peter, have you got a show?
40 grand a month
I do,
to
yes.
plan.
Right, what's your prediction for Sunday then, mate?
2-1 win the Toon.
2-1 the Toon. I hope you're right.
I've got a question for Pete. Pete.
Yeah.
You said drop people that were out of form and at fault for letting in goals. There's an argument to be made that Tonali and Bruno have contributed to the last few that have gone in. Would you drop those as well?
Oh, no, I definitely wouldn't drop those, but it's mainly Pope and Share that
No, that's fair enough.
are the biggest ones that are costing us.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, Pete, thanks for coming on, buddy. And we'll see you soon.
See you later.
Take care, man. So there was Peter. Now, we do have a couple of people waiting, but I have no idea what this man is on tonight.
is it Bob
Another
Geordie?
point,
Of course it's...
Oh my god.
Yeah.
You what, Susan?
Another point, if I could, the Bruno and Tonali, right, not being on form, right?
Yeah.
There was a few games back, and Shearer was so funny. He was like, "We could win the title because of the way that Tonali was playing."
Yeah.
And at times, he's like a world-class player. And I don't know what it was last week. It was just like, what's going on? And with Bruno, what's going on?
Yeah.
I don't know if you, like, I'm in sales. So when you're like constantly working, there's times where you have this effort that you're trying to give and you've got the right mindset and all of this.
Yeah.
But you just can't do it because you're just overworked. And I think that's what it is. But I think come the final, for anyone that's watching Liverpool and a bit disheartened because we did graft, I think when we get our best players back, I think those players are going to step up hugely. And I genuinely, like, last year my heart wanted us to win, and my heart, I'm always like, we're going to win. I can't help it. But like
Jimmy, mate,
this
change
year,
that
I'm
name,
like,
you absolute lunatic.
Sorry, Susan. Jimmy's just appeared in the green room with a username Chocolate Alex. I am not sure what's going on there. But anyway, I mean, I've got to bring this. By the way, Andy Cokes is a new member of the channel, so thank you for signing up, Andy. Thank you for your support. Good evening to Paul Geordie. Good God on the planet. He's in his dungeon again. Emma's on the show. We've got
like
I don't know. We've got Archie as well. And we've got the Chocolate Alex. Good evening, Jimmy. We may as well get you all on. You know, why not? Good evening, Emma.
Evening.
What would you like to say tonight?
I've got two things to say. I want pork drop for Sunday. I want share drop for Sunday.
Yeah.
It could have been a hell of a lot worse on Wednesday. Thank God we had the support of the other players.
Yeah.
Because we could have been easily beaten 6-0 the way Liverpool was playing. And most of our players just wasn't up to scratch. But for me, it's Pope and Share that needs dropping.
Yes. Right, Sam, you need to go. So we'll catch you over the weekend.
Bye,
Take
Sam.
care.
Bye, Sam.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Sam.
Is Chucky not going to wave as well?
Is who?
I was waiting for Chucky to wave as well, but Bald Jordy was just waiting for his own.
Annabelle.
Chucky, ventriloquist, Alex.
That's not Chucky's. Bald, good evening.
Good evening. How are we?
Well, we're all right. I mean, I'm a little disturbed by you. You're wearing gloves. You've got some kind of doll. I have no idea what you're wearing, to be fair. Annabelle, okay. Nick Thornton said...
Breakdancing top. You know me.
Absolutely. Nick Thornton says, Bald Geordie, equal measures of scary and funny. I mean, he's a big cuddly bear, really, man.
Well, it's funny you should say that, because tonight I've been meditating and I've astral projected myself at Eddie Howe's, the part of Eddie Howe's brain that controls tactics and substitutions.
Okay.
That's where we're at tonight. That's how I bumped into her again.
Right. So Annabelle was in that part of his brain just by default, was she?
Well, she was trying to wipe him out. I turned around. I said, "To leave it for tonight, Flower." You know what I mean? Just wind your neck in. But what I would say, it's a bit bleak in here. There's absolutely nothing going on. In fact, I saw an astral projection of Dubravka go past earlier, chuntering on about a new contract signing or something. He said, "Book that," and he's gone. Genuinely. There's absolutely nothing going on in here. I've got nothing to report about. I'm a bit disappointed, really.
I know. I mean, there's ghosts of players past walking past you every day.
John Joe Shelby just belly flopping across the
Yeah. Croc the Crocodile has gifted a Toon Review membership. So thank you very much, Croc the Crocodile. You can still enter the competition, of course. Hashtag Sir Bobby if you're a member. You do have to be a member. Hashtag Sir Bobby, all one word, all lowercase. Jimmy.
Hello.
Hi, Jimmy.
Hi, Sam.
No,
I got to say.
That's not Sam. That's Susan.
Oh, wait a minute. No, I'm sitting in direct.
Hey, I'll take it.
Oh, no, I'm just sitting in direct sunlight here.
All right.
So I can't really see the screen.
Look at Jimmy bragging about the sun. I don't know.
Yeah,
just been left out in the sun.
It was an image. You were so relaxed. I thought it was an image. I didn't realize you were like FaceTiming.
Well, you know,
he stares at squirrels a lot, Susan. That's what he does. He stares
at do you need us to call someone, Jimmy, if they just left you out in the sun?
Ooh. Hey, look, the look that came over Alex's face when my picture came up before I came on, and he noticed the chocolate Alex.
I love your face, Jimmy.
When you're on. His face was priceless.
Oh dear God, Archie. Good evening.
You all right?
Yeah. Well, I'm half left, mate, but I'm doing all right. How are you?
Oh dear, the dad jokes are coming out.
But out the park. What would you like to say, Archie?
Well, first of all, brilliant news. Managed to win my first ballot. It was my first ballot. It's like my third ballot I've won. But yeah, no. No. Oh God, no. Fucking hell. If I got that, I'd be.
I didn't do that. Yeah, that's good.
I'd be on a bender if I was. Anyway,
fair enough.
No, I got it for the Brighton game. No, so looking forward to it. The last time we played, I saw Brighton at St James's Park. It was that 1-1 last season, where I thought it was just so disappointing. And I feel like every time we play Brighton, it's always super, super disappointing. So I really hope we can step it up on Sunday.
Yeah.
Because I do not want to have another disappointing result and be at St James's Park, which I rarely get the opportunity to anyway, because I'm not a season ticket holder. I mean,
yeah. Ash, what's your prediction for Sunday?
That's a tough question.
That's what I'm
going to say. Yeah, I think it'll be a narrow win, 2-1. But I hope if Isaac's not 100%, we don't risk him.
I don't think he will.
It'd be really stupid to risk him and blow a whole season. Yeah.
But he did say if he's fit, he'll play. But anyway,
I'd prefer Osula.
Yeah, well, I think Alex would as well, judging by the way he's nodding his head. But we'll see what he does.
Take care. See you, Paul. See you, Alex.
Yep. Thanks for coming on, Ash. Take care. It's an interesting one, Jimmy. What would you like to say? What motivational speech have you got us tonight for the game?
I can't really say what I want to say because my daughter's right next to me.
Uh-oh.
So
just use a different word. Just use a different word for what you want to say.
I know you find it difficult with expletives, Jimmy.
No, only when the kids are around. I have to have some standards.
Are you confident for Sunday, Jimmy?
Oh, no. Oh. But we'll win. I just don't want to see a shootout.
Yeah. No, we don't want to go down that route. Definitely not.
No, but I don't think 3-1.
3-1.
I mean, but then again, who knows what lineup will be out there, so anything's possible.
Yeah. Wacky Angler says, I want someone to hug me like Bald Geordie hugs the doll. I mean, she means a lot to you, doesn't she, mate? Don't do that. I mean, that terrifies me. Yeah. Welcome to my dungeon. Welcome. Emma, what did you make of the press conference this morning when Eddie said that he was pretty pleased with Callum's performance?
He did not say that.
He did.
But Eddie is talking out of his effing ass.
Okay, right, just see how it is. Yeah.
Was absolutely awful. He had three goal scoring opportunities and he put them right past the bar when it could have just gone straight in the little corner.
Yeah.
It was absolutely dreadful. So Freddie saying that he's talking out of his ass for me.
Wow. Susan, do you agree with that?
I think what you'll find with Eddie Howe is he's too much of a gentleman to ever, he treats players like he wants to make them always feel like he loves them, that they're brilliant. So he's never, ever going to stand up there and say, yeah, he should have put that away. It's not going to happen. Yeah. So he's rusty. Of course he is, because he's not been playing. When players don't play, they don't necessarily... Those chances, Callum Wilson, if he was playing week in, week out, I think everyone would agree he'd put them away. But when you haven't played for a while, it's difficult. But I think the reason he's saying that is because he's always going to... he's never going to badmouth his players in a press conference. I don't think it's his style.
Just to follow on from that, Susan, I agree with you to a point, but even if you've not been training, you know how to stay on side. And there were certain aspects of his game that were not rust and cobwebs. It was just really poor. Certain bits of it, potentially is confidence and game time, but a lot of it was the basics. It was really bad from a striker. The fact that you can have youth players come on and show you up is quite embarrassing. And the fact that you have to have your left winger, Anthony Gordon, come and do your short game for you because you're just inept and you just don't have legs is pathetic.
What youth players were better? Sorry, Alex. What do you think Osula was?
Will Osula was pressing significantly better than Callum Wilson, which fine. He's younger, but Wilson's. I don't think Wilson pressed at all. I mean, unfortunately, we haven't got the data to have a look at. Runs.
Well, I think with Wilson, he was against Liverpool, which is a tough first game to come back, and even more so for the likes of Will Osula. And the thing with Eddie Howe is, there's a lot of players that he doesn't play when, I'll watch people and think they've got really good potential. Why isn't he playing them? And that's what I'll be sitting at home thinking that. But my overall holistic opinion of him is that, and not just him, his staff, is that he will not put someone in a position to play until they're ready, so that they're not going to take a knock, especially if they're young. So the likes of Miley, we can look at Miley and think he should be playing ahead of Willock, but he won't do that, I think, because he wants to make sure that they're absolutely right. And in my opinion, if I was going to play, and I don't know, Alex, what do you think? If you had to play Callum Wilson or Will Osula for Liverpool, I think you'd start Wilson, wouldn't you?
Absolutely not.
You would have started
Alex. Based on that performance, if I had 10 goes
when
at
you
trying
came on, I thought that Callum played better.
I don't think he's got the legs for it. I don't think he's got the legs for this level of football anymore at all. I think he's probably still
time
quite a
will
clinical
tell that, like,
striker. I don't think he's been good at pressing for 18 months.
He's had very little game time. I just
He's
think
never available, which is another problem. Like, I still love Callum Wilson, and on his day, there was a couple of seasons, 2-3 seasons, where he was one of the best strikers in the league for being clinical. His goals per minute and his general play, he got in an England shirt. He was fantastic, and I love that part of it. And we never want to forget that part of it. But I do think we need to turn the page. And as horrible as that sounds, it's ready to be turned, and it's turning whether he likes it or not. Because
I agree, but I think like if we didn't have the PSR issues and we're going to have a good summer, I think they've hinted at us having a good summer.
There's going to be 5 or 6 squad turnovers.
Sorry,
there will be squad turnover. Yeah, there's going to be 5 or 6 in and out. Definitely. There's loads of contracts expiring.
So it depends what they do, but I just think this is my gripe. Like, you know, you're on about like people's gripes at things. My gripe is that the questions that now I'm not saying that Eddie Howe's perfect. I know I come across sometimes like I think he's amazing, and I do. There's no doubt.
No, you don't. I've never seen that before.
No, but the fact is, he, in my opinion, the club will make the right call, and the only time that they haven't, in my opinion, was with Anderson and Minty. That's the only time that I thought they haven't got it right.
I'm not sure that was their call, though. I think that was the doings of previous people.
Like Amanda, I know, but I'm saying like if you look at it, that's what the only time. I think 100%. That if it's time for him to go, I think they'll let him go. But I just think when you're looking at a striker, when you've got Isak as your main striker, my point that I had earlier on, I don't think they're going to pay for a second striker that can put the ball away as well as Wilson can.
I disagree. I think we'll go for Jonathan David. I genuinely think we will put all the chips down to go and bring in another attacker that can play striker. I really do, because Will Osula is still very young, and I think can play. He looks like he can play out wide as well. So I think the opposite, but because I think Wilson's done. Like, and I agree with you. I'm happy that Eddie does not throw his players under the bus publicly. I think that's good. I love Jose Mourinho, but that is something that's maybe not the best part about his management style. I like that he
management's horrific.
You know, as long as Eddie Howe has got that cane out, you know, in the changing rooms privately, because Callum Wilson bloody deserved it, because that was absolute dross.
Well, we'll stay away from fighting in the dressing room, Alex. Charlie, I really. Paul, have you got any Harvey Barnes goodies? I have a slight crush. Shame on you, Charlie.
Even Harvey Barnes doesn't want Harvey Barnes goodies.
Well, yes. Stoic Protector and Renier, thank you for your super stickers. Much appreciated, my friend. By the way, I put a little poll up during that tennis match between Alex and Susan there. To say that would you be interested if we brought a full fan forum show back? Now, of course, we used to do a full fan forum show on a Tuesday night. It was very popular, but we took it away, and we just sort of do this at the back end of a Friday night show. But I feel like, you know, we could, if there's interest there, we may bring a full fan forum show back, and then have people on for a bit longer, because
full fan forum.
Instead of rushing it, I wouldn't call it. I just called it fan forum, Alex. You bellend. Anyway,
you go easy on Alex.
All right, Chocolate Alex, I'll do that.
And I'll have to agree with him. Sorry, Susan, but sometimes you gotta let trust the kid. And if he's as bad as Wilson was in the first half, you would have started him. You could have just brought Wilson in off the bench. It's like Tino. Tino may make a mistake or two, but he has the speed to cover it up at times. And Wilson is he's a couple months away from the MLS level, as far as I'm concerned. He has to go. That's where older European players.
He'll be retired before he's 35. Callum Wilson, hands down. I'd be shocked.
Oh no, he'll end up in Inter Miami or something. Who knows?
Can I just make a little point? And I'm not. Don't get me wrong, right? I think I'm kind of with you. All I'm saying is that I think I don't profess to know, right? And I think they'll judge it with everything else. But all I was trying to say is the Callum Wilson of old knows how to put the ball in the back of the net. He's got parts of his play, he's very physical. So that's all I meant. But Will Asula, for me, like, as good as he is, I think he needs time. And just from my little knowledge of it compared to you lot and the people at the club.
Hey, we're just fans as well. We're not trained in anything, so
yeah.
Sorry?
We're just fans as well. We don't necessarily know any better than anyone
I
else.
think you've got more football knowledge than me, Alex, so I'm not going to say that I know better. But when I look at him, I think he looks good on the right. Like, I think he's
I agree with that.
He reminds me of
Birmingham. He was a beast.
He reminds me of him and Joe Linton when I watched him against. There was a game we had in the cup recently, and he reminded
It was
me
the
of Joe
Birmingham
Linton.
City game,
yeah.
and he had like 20 contested ground duels. He fought for everything tooth and nail. He was brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Well, let's get some predictions in just a moment because Renier sent in another super sticker. Thank you, mate. Stoke Protector with another super chat saying Eddie actually discussed having 2 strikers on the field in the briefing. If I'm not remembering wrong, wouldn't be surprised if we sign another striker, hopefully as well as at least one centre back and right wing. And Mats Axelson is a new member of the channel as well. Thank you, Mats, because we've got the draw to do as well for the Bobby Robson photo. So, Ball Geordie, give us a prediction. How are we going to do this weekend?
Right. I was completely wrong last week. I'm wrong every week. It doesn't matter. Do you know what? It is what it is. I'm going to go 3-0 to the Toon.
I like it, my friend.
It's 3-0. It's 3-0. We've got the players, man. You know, Eddie, I'm going to try and pull some strings in here while there's a couple of pipes I'm going to yank on. We're going to do something. He's got to make better changes or decisions next week on Sunday. So, yeah.
Yeah, indeed.
What's that?
Right. Oh, God, he's talking
Oh,
to the puppet. Yeah. Well, no.
I'm scared.
Right,
Oh my God.
Mr. Bald, we'll see you on the next one, buddy. You take care, pal.
All the best to all the TTR family. Love you all.
Thank you, mate.
Good night.
How can you not love that man?
I love that guy.
He's just fantastic. Right, Archie, prediction.
Can I? You might hate me for saying this.
Oh, good God.
My prediction is 1-1. We win 5-4 on penalties.
Oh.
I can't take that.
Right, I can't take that. I've just been through a stroke, for God's sake. I can't take that kind of shit on a Sunday afternoon.
And I've had a stroke.
As I said before, all I've seen is disappointing results against Brighton, and I don't think we'll get it over the line in full time.
Oh.
I genuinely think it'll go to penalties.
Oh, and then Nick Pope will be the hero, eh?
And then
Brighton did lose 7-0
I hope it's
to
Dubravka,
Forest,
to be honest.
Yeah.
No, sub him back on for the penalty shootout.
yeah, absolutely. Right, Archie, thanks for coming on. We'll see you next time, buddy.
All right, have a good one, guys.
Cheers.
See ya.
Wow.
Right, come on then, Emma. Fill us with glee.
If he plays the right team, I'm going to go 4-0 because I think we can do it.
Okay.
I think we can get 4-0 if he plays the right team.
Right, yes, but I just need to highlight, Emma, that you've said twice now, if he plays the right team. That could be the issue.
If Dubs is in goal, yes, we'll do it. If Port's in, I think we will let a goal in.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping he plays Dubs because Dubs is a better stopper at saving goals than Port.
Yeah. Well, I hope you're right. Thank you for coming on again, Emma. And if we do bring the fan forum shows back, we expect you to be part of it.
Yeah.
Bye, Emma.
Bye.
All right. Good night. Good night. Susan, who were you just shaking there?
Nelly.
Oh.
I don't know.
It's like Mum's ignoring you because she's on the fan forum. Right, go on. What's your prediction, Susan?
A win.
Okay.
A win. That'll do.
You've got to give a score. You know the rules on here.
Okay, I'll say, let's think. Minte to score the first and then a 3-1 win. If Isaac's fit, he'll put 2 in, and I'll go for the third being Gordon.
Pope. Yeah, that's not going to happen. Well, thank you for coming on. Yeah, go on.
But can I just have a little ask, right, to everybody? If there's any tickets for the final anywhere, I will pay good money. Please email Paul, and Paul let us know. Because I've got like 2 days off. My manager's given us the final off and the day after off.
It's a Sunday. I should bloody hope so.
Well, no, retail doesn't stop on a Sunday, Alex.
It doesn't. It used to, of course,
like
back
big
in the day.
day. Yeah.
It doesn't happen now.
So if there's any chance, anybody out there, I'll love you forever, and I'll pay good money. But don't rip us off. But yeah, I'll pay a few £100 for that if you can. Is that okay? Am I allowed to ask that?
Well, it's fine. I just love how I've become your personal assistant all of a sudden. But I appreciate that. I'm only joking.
It's okay. I'm just desperate.
Fine. No problem at all. No problem at all. Right. Hopefully we'll bring the fan forum shows back, Susan, and you can be part of that, definitely. You spoke very well tonight. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you. Bye. Good night, lads.
Good
Bye.
night. Renier's just sent another super sticker in. Thank you, Renier. Jimmy, what's your prediction, bud?
3-1.
3-1 as well?
Yeah.
Confident. I like it. What gives you that confidence, Jimmy?
Well, it can't be any more disappointing than last week, so it's got to be better.
Whoa,
it's at home. It's at home.
It can be, Jimmy. Don't tee that one up. Jesus.
No.
Dear. I've just seen a brilliant comment. Yeah, he's gone. He'll be back next time, no doubt about it. I've just seen brilliant comment from Wacky Angler saying, Stato, I hope you give your butlers and house help Sundays off.
I can't afford them anymore, guys. Sorry.
No, dear. It's
just before Paul progresses onto other stuff. So yeah, we are up that Sunday. So there will be a lot of people from the TTR crew, whether it's hosts, co-hosts, mods and people. Yeah. Obviously, there are some people down in London. Some people are going to be up in the northeast. So
I'll be commentating on the match. So.
Yeah, but I'll be up Friday and the Monday, so I'm up for 4 days, and we'll probably do some stuff. Whether it's we'll probably do maybe a private meal with some of the mods and people, and then we'll actually go and do some meets with people if people are around.
Absolutely. Right, couple of things to finish the show on. We have the draw now for the Sir Bobby Robson photo. So here we go. This is who is going to win. Who is going to win? And it is going to be Graham Sinclair. Graham Sinclair, you are the winner. You are the winner, Graham Sinclair. Let's see if Graham can go in the chat. I've just had somebody say, Paul, is that your Susan? What a delightful lady you've got there. No, that's not my Susan. No. My Susan is next door. Yeah, so no, it's not my Susan. Graham Sinclair, get in the chat. I'm not. Oh, he's there. He's there. Well done, Graham. Send me an email, please. Contact.thetoonreview@gmail.com. The link's in the description anyway. Put on the header Sir Bobby Robson photo, and then in the main body of the email, your address, please, and we'll get that sent out to you. Rennie, I think, has sent in another super sticker. That's 3 on the belt. Thank you, Rennie. Very kind. So well done, Graham. And the result of the poll asking if we should bring back the fan forum show. 82% wanted back.
Mm-hmm. It's a lot of votes.
So it is 82%. So we will certainly take that upon us, but I think we should bring it back. I used to enjoy the fun. It was good that tonight having everybody on and discussing. I mean, you and Susan took over, but it was fine. Everyone got a say.
I missed the first 50 minutes. It was justified.
Yes,
as long as we don't get back to fan forums where we get somebody sat there for 5 minutes going, well,
No. We're not going to have well, you know, absolutely not. Anyway, what's your prediction, mate?
Oh, you remembered. I haven't predicted yet.
I remembered.
I have a very controversial opinion about this game.
Well, there's a
I do think we're going to win. I think we're going to win 2-1 in not in extra time or anything. I think we're just going to win in standard time. However, I don't care about this game, which is a terrible thing to say because the FA Cup is a fantastic competition. But I just feel like with everything that's going on right now, I don't want to put our eggs in too many baskets because I don't think we've got enough eggs. And I'd rather care about the final and the Premier League position. So, of course, it's a disgusting thing to think and be saying, and I don't like that I'm going down this direction, but I don't care. I would much rather that the efforts go into keeping everybody fit and firing for the Premier League campaign and the final. I know it's the FA Cup, but we're in a final. We're already in one final. We can push on. You know, if we win and nobody gets hurt, fantastic. But less bothered about this one. But I do think we'll win at home. We messed up against Brighton in the Premier League. We got beat 1-0 at home, and I think we'll rectify that because I think we'll rotate a little bit, and I think we will win. But I do think everybody keeps saying it that Minte is going to score. I'm not even sure if he's going to play.
I think
he doesn't seem to play all the time, but if he does, yeah, it's a good shout because he's looking dangerous at the moment. Well, we know that, but yeah, I think we'll win.
Just remember, it's Liverpool in the final, Alex. We need to give ourselves options to win trophies this season. Options are always good.
I think
Good cup runs
in the final with
but good cup runs. Good cup runs are what breeds confidence as well, and we need that right now to go into the Premier League.
I think with our style of play and our roller coaster performances and form, I think we could just do with extra breathers.
Fair enough. Up there, one. Thank you for your super chat, saying your Susan can be the one and only. Indeed, there's many 100% the one and only. Graham's already sent his email. Thank you very much. Anyway, that is it for tonight. I'm going 3-1 to Newcastle. I want us to be in as many tournaments as possible. I think it breeds confidence, morale boosting, and the better chance we've got. I actually think that the teams left in the FA Cup, we have a very good chance of winning it if we do go for it. So, but we will see how we perform on Sunday. But thank you very much for watching, everybody. Thank you for your super chats and memberships. Stoic Protector, thank you so much for gifting 50 memberships. That is incredibly kind. Well done to the winners tonight. We will have more giveaways very soon, of course. So you have to be in it to win it. Join the membership scheme. And we will be back at 1:15 on Sunday for Matchday Live. Half an hour build-up, of course, and then play-by-play commentary of the game. It is on ITV, but probably Sam Matterface or somebody like that, and they are terrible. So turn the commentary off, listen to us, and watch the game together. But have a fantastic weekend, folks. Thank you to the mods, and of course, Alex and Sam and all the forum members tonight. Thank you, everybody in the chat as well. And we will see you all again on Sunday. Have a cracking weekend, folks. Good night.
Away the lads and lasses.
Come back and check out some green.